Good afternoon, everyone. We're so pleased about the number of individuals who are participating on this webinar today. It's a real testament to our collective goal to create a region where people are connected and our communities are thriving. My name is Catherine Dunn, and I'm the Vice President of Community Investment with the Greater Milwaukee Foundation. Today, I'm joined by several of my colleagues, and together we'll provide information on the focus areas that we are targeting through this second grant-making cycle, as well as explain how you can apply for a grant using our Philanthropy Online system. Before we begin today, let me share with you who else from the Greater Milwaukee Foundation team is here with me. We have Janelle Hines, our Director of Grant Programs and Strategic Initiatives, Jeannie Fensroy, our Senior Program Manager of Education and Scholarships, and Lillian McFarland, our Grants Manager. We ask that you have patience with us today as we walk through the webinar. This is our first of hopefully many opportunities to use this tool. We're holding this brief information session as a webinar as it allows us to share the information with as many people as possible at one time. And this session will be recorded and posted on our website, allowing people the opportunity to go back and revisit it. We'll also have time at the end for questions from the group. Please type a question using the Q&A feature on your screen, and we'll try to address as many as possible at the end of the webinar. Following the webinar, we'll develop a frequently asked questions from your questions and post that along with this for reference. Please know you are always welcome to contact program staff here at the Foundation with specific questions that are about your organization or project anytime during the application process. Before we get started, let me give you a little history about the Greater Milwaukee Foundation. The foundation was established in 1915 and is one of the first community foundations in the world and is now among the largest. The foundation's vision is that the region becomes a vibrant, economically thriving region comprised of welcoming and inclusive communities that provide opportunity, prosperity, and a high quality of life for all. We have over 1,000 donors who, over the last 100 years, have entrusted the foundation to help advance their philanthropic goals and invest in the Greater Milwaukee area. Our commitment is to honor donor intent and direct resources to the community's most pressing needs and work to build thriving communities. As a community foundation, we support a variety of programs, initiatives, and organizations across the four-county region. Through our competitive process, we seek to support those projects and organizations that stand to have impact and contribute to the vitality of the region. Now, my colleague, Janelle Hines, will provide an overview of funding opportunities.
Hi, I'm Janelle Hines, Director of Grant Programs and Strategic Initiatives, part of the Community Investment Team at GMS. There will be two competitive grant-making cycles for project and capital requests in 2018. Cycle 2, which opens February 5th, and Cycle 3, which opens August 13th. The date for the Cycle 3 webinar will be posted in the spring. Today's focus is the second cycle. There will be 4 grant applications as part of this cycle, 1 responsive and 3 targeted. New language for familiar grant-making practices. Responsive grant-making is comparable to what had been our traditional quarterly grant-making, open for projects that align with the Foundation's vision. Targeted grant-making, debuted in late 2016, with the introduction of the new focus areas in the Strengthening Education portfolio. This cycle for responsive grant-making, the Foundation is seeking proposals in support of arts and culture, community development, and health. Program officers are available to answer questions or discuss specific projects. Now my colleague, Jeannie Fensroy, will describe the 3 focus areas of this cycle's targeted applications for project and capital requests.
Good afternoon. I'm Jeannie Fensroy, and for the past 10 years, I've met with many of you to discuss your education projects, both inside and outside of the classroom. I will be discussing this grant-making cycle's focus on education through 3 different targeted grant-making areas, which include early childhood care and education, capital requests, and arts education. We are targeting the Foundation's investments by building on our long-standing commitment to the education continuum, which includes Milwaukee Succeeds. I'm going to spend the next few minutes outlining potential projects that the Foundation may fund starting with early childhood care and education. We are committed to improving early childhood care and education by focusing on healthy birth outcomes and by increasing the quality of child care centers in the city of Milwaukee. Programs that use evidence-based and culturally appropriate practices are strongly encouraged to apply. We welcome grant requests for programs that provide in-home education and supportive services to new and expectant parents. We are also seeking requests that offer strategies and tools for early childhood educators to effectively improve outcomes for our children so they are ready to enter kindergarten. The second targeted application is for capital requests. Capital grants for this cycle focus exclusively on improving early childhood care and education. We welcome proposals from eligible child care centers that have nonprofit status for building renovations, exterior improvements, and equipment upgrades, such as playground equipment and security systems. The third targeted application is from the Mary L. Knoll Fund, which supports programming that increases the understanding, practice, and appreciation of art, and furthers arts education initiatives with an emphasis on visual arts. This cycle, the fund is seeking projects in support of arts education, opportunities for preschoolers through 12th grade to participate in the arts, and programs that engage and provide hands-on experiences in the arts for opportunity youth. These are people between the ages of 16 and 24 who are neither in school nor working. For additional information regarding the grant proposals for the Mary L. Knoll Fund, please contact Lynn Lucius. Her contact information is also listed on the Mary L. Knoll Fund's page on the Foundation's website. Now, my colleague Lillian McFarland will provide an overview of the application process.
Good afternoon. My name is Lillian McFarlane, and I am the grants manager at the Foundation. I and my colleague Brad Anderline make up the grants management team. Please do not hesitate to call or email us. With the next few slides, I will walk you through the application process, how to access current applications, and the requirements for receiving a competitive grant from the Foundation. Organizations have to meet the following eligibility requirements to be considered for funding. An organization should have a board membership that consists of at least 10% people of color. The term people of color refers to African Americans, Asian Americans, Hispanic or Latino Americans, and all other persons who are not categorized as white by the U.S. Census. Organizations should have a 501c3 nonprofit tax-exempt status approved by the Internal Revenue Service, and will need to provide a letter of determination for their records if they're new to the Foundation. Our competitive grants are geographically limited to organizations that provide programs or services within the 4 counties we serve. These are Milwaukee, Waukesha, Ozaukee, and Washington counties. As part of the process for applying, eligible organizations will need to access our Philanthropy Online system, which is available through our website. Philanthropy Online is a system that captures essential information about an organization. A new organization will need to create a new profile, while a current organization will need to update their existing profile. The first step to the application process is for one to access Philanthropy Online from the Greater Milwaukee Foundation's website by selecting Login at the top right corner of the page. A page titled Welcome to Philanthropy Online will appear for a user to then log in to access the organization's profile. New users and organizations will need to click on the link located in the middle of the web page to create a username and password. A link to instructions that can be downloaded is also available on the web page to assist one with the process. Existing users will log in using their current username and password. We encourage each individual within an organization who will participate in submitting an application have their own unique username and password. This will permit them to receive all scheduled notifications that are sent from our system about the application submitted. Users that have not accessed the system in a while are welcome to call the grants management team to reset their password. Our number is available on the login page. Once a user has accessed their organization profile, a web page titled My Personal Homepage will appear. The second step to the application process is for a user to access the current available competitive grant applications through one of two links. By clicking on Grant Applications, listed in the menu to the left of the page, or click here, one will be taken directly to the list of applications. A list of applications that are currently available and that an organization might be eligible for will appear on the web page titled Grant Applications. The third step of the application process is to click on the title of the application that you would like to complete. This will direct you to the instructions and the subsequent questions to respond to. Each application is straightforward and rendered easy to navigate. During the upcoming second cycle, there will be 4 applications available for organizations to access. The responsive grant application will be available February 5th. This application will have a 2-step process. That is, the first step in the application is a letter of inquiry, which consists of a few short questions that provide insight on the program or service for which an organization is seeking funding. Organizations whose letter of inquiry has been accepted will be invited to complete a full proposal, which will provide more detail about the program or service. 3 targeted applications will be available February 19th. These applications will not require letter of inquiry. Organizations need only submit detailed information about the program or service they're seeking funding for in a single application. Please be aware that organizations are permitted to complete only 1 application per cycle. That is, an organization cannot submit a responsive grant application as well as a targeted application. I would like to take this moment to stress to all users completing the applications in Philanthropy Online a few important pointers to have a successful submission. Whenever possible, use Microsoft Word to prepare a draft of your responses to the questions in the application. Word or PDF versions of the application questions are available online or can be requested from the grants management team to facilitate this. This will permit you to maintain a copy of your answers in case you encounter any system issues and will prevent the need to have to rewrite sections if ever the system crashes. Save frequently throughout the application. This I cannot emphasize more. Anything can happen online and information can be lost. So the more often you're able to save, the more chances most of your work will be recorded. All applications are due by 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. The system will automatically close and you will no longer have access to the application. So please plan accordingly. An application is considered complete once all required documents are submitted by 11 p.m. Central Standard Time. You're welcome to submit the required documents prior to submitting the application, but please ensure that you send them in before the cutoff. Each applicant is required to submit the following documents: a year-to-date income and expense statement and a balance sheet, the organization's most recent federal Form 990, and the most recent audited financial statements, including notes. Any additional documents that need to be submitted along with these 3 items will be listed in the instructions at the beginning of each application. All your documents should be emailed to ciadmin@greatermilwaukeefoundation.org.
We are at the point in this webinar where we would like to answer any questions you may have. However, we will not be able to respond to all the questions at this time. We will have responses to frequently asked questions posted on our website with the recorded webinar. We have our first question. Are the capital requests only for early childhood care and education projects?
That's right, yes. For this cycle, capital request should only focus on early childhood care and education projects.
Okay, this is great. We're getting lots of questions. Let's see what I'll take next. Here's one. Can I talk to someone on your team before I submit an application?
Yes, we encourage you to reach out to one of the program staff to ask any questions or to check with your status on Philanthropy Online. One of our coming slides will have email addresses for the staff who are on this webinar, and also our names and contact information are also available on our website.
Next question. Do you provide multi-year funding?
We do. We provide multiple year funding for projects that span multiple years.
Okay, we've got time for a few more questions. Let's see. May I submit multiple applications in a cycle?
Unfortunately, no. Only one application is permissible per organization per cycle. So if you are debating submitting a request for 2 different projects, I would encourage you to reach out to program staff and help. They can guide you through the decision on which one to prioritize.
All right, due to limited time, I'll take one more. Does my organization have to be located in the counties you serve?
No, the population you serve needs to be located in one of the 4 counties that we serve. However, the organization does not have to physically be located in those 4 counties. This concludes our webinar. Based on the questions you've submitted, and unfortunately we weren't able to answer them all, but we will compile a frequently asked questions list, and you'll be able to find it soon on our website under the Grant Seekers tab, along with a recording of this webinar. Please feel free to contact us using these emails provided. You can also find the same information on our Greater Milwaukee Foundation website. I want to thank you all for attending the Greater Milwaukee Foundation's 2nd cycle webinar this afternoon. We're grateful for all that you're doing in our region to create a community where people are connected and our communities are thriving. Have a great day.